Ah, Paris. Paris. Do you notice how my voice trembles even as I say it? For Paris in 1891 was the setting for my most audacious adventure in my secret career as an amateur detective. It was the year I, the Prince of Wales, saved the sûreté from obloquy. Picture me at breakfast in my suite at the Hotel Bristol in the Rue de Faubourg Saint-Honoré, where I had arrived the previous evening with Jack, my faithful Irish terrier, and 30-odd servants. Sarah Bernhardt, to whom I was devoted, had just been announced. For some unfathomable reason, she had never entirely capitulated to my charms. But being French, she didn't mind everyone believing that she had. But I still adored her and looked forward to the future with confidence.
Bertie and the Crime of Passion by Peter Lovesey. Dramatised by Geoffrey M. Matthews with Robert Lang and Jane Lapotaire.
Bonjour, Bertie. Bonjour.
Sarah, my dear. As divine as ever.
And you are as flattering as ever.
It's kind of you to call. You know I'm not too comfortable in your house.
In Paris, it is no scandal. It is nothing.
I know that, Sarah. But I have another reason. The last time a monkey sat beside me on the sofa.
I remember.
Do you still have the little creature?
Darwin, yes, he's very friendly.
I'd much rather be friends with you. Is the lion cub still in residence?
Sadly, no. Stupid people complained about his smell when he got large. It was hardly noticeable. I donated him to the Jardin des Plantes, but I still have the cheetah and the parrots.
Naturally. So, what's the gossip?
About you or me?
About everyone. Except you and me. Is there anything I should be told about the Azincourts?
Then you have not heard.
What?
About the man shot at the Moulin Rouge last week.
A man shot? Good heavens. Not Jules d'Azincourt?
No, not Jules.
Thank God for that. Jules was to call on me today. Then he cancelled. His message said something about a family crisis.
Oh, a family crisis. Do you remember Rosine?
The child?
A child no longer, Bertie.
Little Rosine was the victim? She used to sit on my knee, play with my watch chain.
Stop leaping to conclusions, Bertie. I'm trying to tell you that Rosine blossomed into the most beautiful woman in Paris and recently became engaged. It was her fiancé who was killed. The newspapers are full of it.
Was it an accident?
No, Bertie. It was cold-blooded murder.
And the assassin? Have they arrested him?
The Sûreté?
Then I must find out whether I can be of assistance.
Bertie, it may not be exactly as I described. You know what the newspapers are like.
You don't have to tell me about newspapers, my dear.
Everyone likes to dramatize a little.
Speaking of which, what are you playing at the moment?
Nothing. But a week from today, I embark with the Bernhardt troupe on my world tour.
Excellent. In that case, my dear, you may join me for that week in unravelling this mystery together.
And how exactly do you propose to unravel this mystery?
My dear, I am not without experience as a detective. I shall visit the Azincourts and offer my services.
A surprise visit?
Exactly.
Royalty on the doorstep. Is that fair, Bertie?
Well, I shan't expect a fanfare if that's what you mean. They're old friends. I've known Jules for 20 years. Oh, damn it, Sarah. He's not far short of royalty himself.
We did have a revolution, Bertie.
In 1789, since when France has crowned 2 emperors and 3 kings. Now, do I call a cab?
A cab?
Well, I'm sure you don't approve of carriages in your republic.
Ah, Bertie, mon ami.
Jules. Jules. And, of course, you know Sarah Bernhardt.
Oh, I am doubly honoured.
Enchanté.
Forgive us for descending on you like this, Jules. I did receive your message, But I could not allow that to stop me seeing my old friend.
Ah, quelle tragédie. I never dreamed such a calamity could devastate my family. But it is so uplifting to see you, Bertie.
We have a saying, a trouble shared is a trouble halved. It may help you to speak about the matter.
Perhaps. But Rosine, my only daughter, you remember her?
The last time I saw Rosine was at Biarritz. She was about 13.
Oh, she is 21 now. Exquisitely beautiful. And I am not expressing a father's biased opinion. But if you saw her now, so racked with grief, I fear for her sanity. Just 2 weeks ago, Rosine became engaged to a young man called Maurice Letizier. I know the parents well, Bertie. They are the sort of people one hopes one's daughter will live among. The details of the marriage contract were settled in the most civilized way, and then we took the engaged couple to dinner at Magny's and ended the evening at the Moulin Rouge.
Saucy.
Well, it was Rosine's idea. According to our daughter, everyone is going to the Moulin Rouge these days. Respectable people.
Yes, I've been there.
And I was none too enthusiastic about visiting a dance hall in Montmartre. But when Maurice endorsed the idea, you can hardly stand in the way of a young couple celebrating their engagement. So off we went.
The 4 of you?
No, 5. Tristan was with us.
Tristan?
My son, Rosine's younger brother. He is in his first year at the Sorbonne. Naturally, the Moulin Rouge had his vote too.
Well, naturally.
It was reassuring to find we weren't the only party wearing silk hats. But some of the women we passed were blatantly cocottes.
And good luck to them, huh?
Well, certainly. Anyway, we ordered drinks and danced until midnight. Then the cabaret was announced. Suddenly we were surrounded in the thick of a crowd with only a partial view over the shoulders of the people in front. Everyone was excited, for this was one of the nights when La Goulue performed.
That creature. Her performance, if you can call it that, is outrageous. Verging on the obscene.
Makes her one of the main attractions of Paris. Eh, Sarah?
Oh, she and her partner Valentin are extraordinary, especially when they do the chahut.
Chahut? Surely that means uproar.
Yes, but it is also a dance made notorious by La Goulue. One must be extremely athletic to perform it. The dancers combine high kicks with the splits while balanced on one leg.
Incredible.
Yes. But on the night of the tragedy, it was also chahut in the literal sense. Just as the dance reached its climax, there were 2 deafening explosions. People started screaming. It was then I noticed Maurice, still on his feet, the pressure of the crowd keeping him upright. But he was mortally wounded. Shot in the back. Twice.
An appalling crime. Is no one apprehended? There must have been 100 witnesses.
The Sûreté are investigating, but they say paradoxically that so many witnesses are an impediment. It becomes difficult to find an assassin in a crowd.
Did Maurice have enemies?
Not that I or my family has heard about.
Then could it have been a case of mistaken identity?
They simply don't know. Not even Goron.
Who?
The chief of the Sûreté. He is working on the case.
Is he any good?
Marie-François Goron is a legend in Paris. He arrested Almayer, the king of the rogues, and Prancini, the triple murderer.
Maybe, Sarah. But he has failed, so far, to find Maurice Letizier's killer. Jules, old friend, I myself am not inexperienced as a criminal investigator. An amateur, yes, without the vast resources of the Sûreté. However, I do have Sarah Bernhardt to assist me. And without denigrating Monsieur Goron, I suggest that she and I are as capable of solving this mystery as anyone.
Bertie...
I know what you are about to say, Jules, that I should not take on such a dangerous assignment. It has been said more than once, and I appreciate the sentiment each time I hear it. And then I ignore it completely. Besides, I cannot turn my back on you in your hour of crisis.
Bertie, don't think me ungrateful,
No,
but...
the decision is made. Tonight, Sarah and I shall visit the Moulin Rouge.
Jules obviously adores his daughter, but I wonder if that makes him too close to see.
I don't follow.
Sometimes a doting father cannot accept that his daughter is human, a woman with a woman's desires. Rosine was engaged to Maurice, but...
Are you suggesting she had a second man in her life?
It is a possibility.
Crime passionnel, eh?
The girl has just become engaged and poof, her fiancé is shot down in front of her. It shrieks of jealousy to me.
So, we look for a rejected lover? Rather melodramatic, isn't it?
You have a better proposal?
I usually do, my dear. But as we are nearing the Moulin Rouge, it will have to wait until later.
The Moulin Rouge is honored, sir. How may I be of service?
You can tell us whether the lady known as the Greedy One is performing tonight.
La Goulou, huh? Yes, indeed, sir.
Oh. And how did she come by that name?
Well, she is known for her amorous tendencies.
And her dance partner, Valentin, he is also here?
Le Désosé, huh? He is always here.
No, what?
The boneless one.
He is here every night. There, on the dance floor. Huh?
Ah.
With the woman with the black feather boa. He is an exceptional dancer. Oui?
Possibly. I'm no judge. But his appearance, a nose like a pickaxe, that huge pointed jaw. As for that stovepipe hat, he should tilt it lower, hide his face. It would allow us to concentrate more on his limbs.
The tight cut of his trousers does that admirably, in my opinion. The man is fascinating.
Monsieur Martineau, I understand you had a fatality here quite recently.
That is correct, sir.
Where were you when the incident occurred?
By the orchestra, sir. There, on the steps.
And what did you see?
Very little. Like everyone, I heard the shots. They were fired during La Goulou's performance. I assume the assassin chose a moment when everyone's attention was on the dancing.
Someone must have seen the man. Or the gun.
No one has come forward, sir. The shots were fired at close range. I imagine the murderer kept the weapon secreted inside his overcoat. As you may have noticed, it is somewhat drafty in here.
Chilly is the word I'd use. So you're telling me that if some idiot fires a gun in here, you don't look to see who he is?
Oh, with the utmost respect, sir. When La Goulou performs, people jostle for position to get a view. You are unlikely to catch sight of anything below shoulder level.
How many people were present that evening?
Perhaps 500. Friday is a popular night.
A curious paradox, Sarah. If you wish to commit murder and get away with it, choose the most crowded place you can find. How soon did the police arrive?
We had just moved the unfortunate young man to a dressing room. They arrived soon after.
By which time some people had left the hall.
Practically everyone. It was not possible to detain them.
But the show goes on. You opened your doors again?
Not until this week, madame. Monsieur Goron of the Sûreté wished to interview our regulars. The only way was to reopen.
However, as I am sure you've guessed, I too am taking a personal interest in the death of Maurice Laetitia.
Then you must forgive me, sir. My instruction from Monsieur Ziedler, the owner, is not to discuss the matter with anyone. It is not good for our reputation.
Your what? Well, you know the usual type of clients you get. They come to enjoy themselves. You'd notice anyone of a furtive demeanour?
Possibly, sir. Unfortunately, my duties do not permit me to study everyone who enters or leaves.
Is there anyone here who does?
One of our habitués may be willing to assist. He is here most evenings, knows most of the working girls. They confide in him.
You mean he's a pimp?
Oh, no, sir, no. He is Toulouse-Lautrec, an artist. He is responsible for several of the posters you see on our walls.
Well, if that's the best he can do, I'd hesitate to call him an artist. Where do I find him?
His studio at 21 Rue Colincourt is not far.
Was Lautrec here on the night of the shooting?
Yes, sir. He was one of the last to leave.
And he converses with the girls who frequent this place?
And paints them. Sometimes he even visits the houses where they conduct their business. Oh, they all know Toulouse-Lautrec.
Fellow sounds utterly depraved.
He is a nobleman, Bertie. The Count of Toulouse-Lautrec Montfort.
Now, before I make another gaffe, is there anything else about him I should know?
Such as?
Well, have you met him?
No, but I have seen a photograph.
That's not the same thing at all.
It helps.
I suppose even an artist will be on his feet by midday. My child, would you kindly ask your father... Sir, I must apologize.
Yes.
And we have clearly called at an inopportune time.
Please excuse my nightshirt. If you are who I think you are, I would have wished to receive you in better circumstances. Your Royal Highness, Madame Bernhardt.
No doubt you would prefer us to call again.
On the contrary, sir, I can always make myself more presentable, so please, enter. I will only be a moment.
You really are the limit, Sarah. You might have told me that he's practically a dwarf, and as ugly as sin, as well.
He's very popular with the ladies.
A little fellow like that obviously has hidden charms.
They call him the coffee pot.
Now, what can I show you?
Show me? Oh, well, it's your posters I admire most, Monsieur le Comte.
Sir, in Montmartre I'm known as Toulouse or Toulouse-Lautrec, or simply Henri, but never by my title. My father named me after the Comte de Chambord, pretender to the throne of France, but I am not interested in the royalist cause.
Oh. Then you wouldn't know the Comte d'Agincourt?
We have not been formally introduced, but I know the gentleman. I sketched him at the Moulin Rouge only last week.
Marvelous. Was that the night a man was murdered?
Yes.
While you were sketching dancers?
The dancers, the orchestra, anything that caught my interest.
Then it is possible that you sketched the murderer.
If I did, there's no way of telling. I saw no one pointing a gun.
May we look at your sketches?
I'm sorry, madame, no.
But we are extremely interested.
That is evident.
And if I offered to buy them?
I would still be unable to agree.
And what if His Royal Highness demands to see them? Oh, don't you see? A murderer is at large, and your pig-headed attitude could lead to a second killing.
I have never heard anything so ridiculous.
Sarah, I believe we should be frank with Monsieur le Comte. Sir, I am a long-standing friend of the Agincourts. They have become involved in a murder which I doubt the Sûreté will be able to solve.
And you can do better than the Sûreté?
I have had some modest successes as a detective. Monsieur Goron of the Sûreté admits to being baffled. I am not. And with Madame Bernhardt's help, I am pursuing the murderer.
A dangerous pastime, sir. Kindly hold that pose, madame. Excellent.
Perhaps if you cooperate, Sarah, Monsieur le Comte may show us the rest of that sketchbook.
He'll want me stretched out naked for that.
I'm always open to negotiation.
I am not.
Ah, well? There. It is done.
May I see?
You may keep it, madame.
Oh. Is that how I look?
No. That is how I drew you, madame.
Sarah, we have much to do. So if Monsieur le Comte could give us his recollections of the incident...
My recollections would not be better than anyone else's. I was at my regular table on the dance floor. The cabaret was announced, crowds gathered, among them the Agincourt party. A distinguished older man and a youth, obviously his son, the mother, built like a ship's figurehead, and the pale, beautiful daughter.
You have not mentioned the victim.
Well, He was young, well-dressed, wearing a silk hat. When the chahut began, I heard two reports. The audience drew back. The young man dropped to the floor. His hat fell off, and I was surprised to see he was completely bald.
Did you not go over to see what had happened?
No, I'm not very mobile. I stayed at my table and continued drawing. Only thumbnail sketches, impressions of no value to anyone but me.
Even so, I must insist on seeing the sketches, however rudimentary. One should not withhold evidence.
Sir, I would not dream of withholding anything from you or Madame Bernhardt. Unfortunately, the sketches are no longer with me.
Then where are they?
Monsieur Goron of the Sûreté took them away.
Oh, merde.
You could have told us this 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, but Goron particularly instructed me not to gossip.
I'd hardly categorize a statement to the heir to the throne of England as gossip.
I assure you, sir, nothing will be learned from my sketchbook. But...
There is something you did not tell the Sûreté?
Yes. The matter of the gun. Whether it was the murder weapon, I cannot say.
You saw a gun?
Yes. Because of my stature and slowness in walking, I let the crowd leave before me. The ballroom lights had been turned down, so perhaps I was even more inconspicuous than usual. It was then I saw someone coming from the dressing rooms. A tall, thin man. As he passed, he took a pistol, silver in colour, from the outside pocket of his overcoat.
Mon Dieu.
Glanced at it briefly, transferred it to an inside pocket and walked rapidly towards the exit.
Did you get a clear look at him?
No, but his profile was easily recognizable. It was Valentin Le Dessaussé.
La Goulou's dancing partner? Why didn't you tell the Sûreté this?
Because I know Valentin quite well, and I was certain he could not have shot Le Tissier. He was dancing the chahut when the shots were fired. Everyone was watching him. He could not have drawn a gun and shot a man in the back.
It does seem an impossibility.
I would have spoken to him myself had we not fallen out over one of my posters he objected to.
Is it dangerous?
It requires more courage than I possess to visit him in the knowledge that he carries a gun.
Where can Valentin be found?
He owns a wine shop in Rue Coquillière, near Les Halles.
We must be mad. Coming to this vile place. Looking for a man with a gun. Even a blasted cabbie wouldn't wait.
I'm not surprised Valentin spends his nights at the Moulin Rouge.
Shall we go in? Ah, monsieur.
Stay where you are.
We are friends. Admirers.
Don't come any closer.
Look out, Bertie!
Put the gun down, monsieur. I only want to talk.
No, I'll shoot. Stay back, I'm warning you.
Really, monsieur?
Ah!
Grab the gun, Sarah. Good God, man. Not used to weapons, are you? If you're not intending to shoot, keep the safety catch on. You have some explaining to do, monsieur.
Madame, if you point that thing at me, I shan't be able to speak a word. Not a word.
Very well, then. There.
Now, tell us how you acquired this weapon.
It was at the Moulin Rouge, was it not?
Yes,
On the night Le Tissier was killed?
yes. I saw the young man killed, or rather, I heard the shots. As I was dancing with La Goulue, I was very shocked. Sir, Paris is a dangerous city. I live in constant fear of being murdered. That is why I kept the gun.
You're running ahead of your story, monsieur.
Oh, forgive me, sir. Well, after the shooting, the poor man was carried to my dressing room. The Agincourt family, a doctor, and 2 policemen went with him. Though my overcoat was in there, I had no wish to intrude. So I waited in the empty ballroom.
Not entirely empty, monsieur. You overlook Toulouse-Lautrec.
Doesn't everybody? Continue.
Eventually, I got tired of waiting. I went in and collected my overcoat. It was only as I was leaving that I put my hand in the pocket and found the gun.
Why didn't you show it to the police immediately?
Oh, you do not know our police. They would make me the prime suspect. Anyone from Les Halles is automatically labeled a criminal.
But you were dancing when the shots were fired, watched by hundreds of witnesses.
That is true, madame. But if the police find a man with a gun at the scene of a murder, they are not interested in witnesses. They expect a confession, and they usually get it.
If you were so fearful of the police, why didn't you dispose of the gun? They could call at any time, find it in your possession.
Sir, I have already told you, Les Halles is a jungle. There are savage gangs roaming the streets. I have a conspicuous appearance. To these brutes, it is an incitement to violence. I have been set upon and assaulted 3 times. My shop has been robbed time and again. I am in constant fear of my life. Is it so surprising that when a gun is placed in my pocket, I decide to keep it?
I suppose not. But we still have a problem. This gun. Why did the murderer...
What is it, Bertie?
Nothing. Monsieur, have the police questioned you about the murder?
I was questioned by the chief of sûreté. He simply asked what I saw when the shots were fired. Nothing about the gun or what happened to it. I did not lie. It was not mentioned.
Then with luck you won't hear from him again. And as I cannot allow you to keep the revolver, I suggest you take lessons in pugilism.
So what are you going to do with the gun?
It's safe with me.
But it is vital evidence. We should hand it to the police. It's our civic duty.
Sarah, I of all people do not require a lecture on civic duty. Now, examine the weapon. Look closely at the side plate. It may help you to understand why we are not at this minute speaking with the chef de la sûreté. Well, what do you see?
A shield with some words in Latin.
And above the shield?
A crest. The letter A. Surrounded by some...
And the Agincourt coat of arms. And unless I am very much mistaken, that revolver, the weapon that killed Maurice Letizier, came from Jules d'Agincourt's private armory.
In Bertie and the Crime of Passion, Robert Lang played Bertie, Jane Lapotaire, Sarah, Olivier Pierre, Jules, David Timson, the manager of the Moulin Rouge, Andrew Branch, Toulouse-Lautrec, and Roger May, Valentin. The director is Matthew Walters. Bertie and the Crime of Passion by Peter Lovesey, dramatised by Geoffrey M. Matthews, with Robert Lang and Jane Lapotaire.
You will recall that last week I was telling you of my audacious investigation into the murder at the Moulin Rouge of Maurice Letizier, fiancé of the daughter of my old friend Jules d'Agincourt, and that with considerable bravery I discovered a revolver, the likely murder weapon, in the possession of one Valentin, a dancer at the aforesaid dance hall. On examination I realized that it came from the private armory of my friend Jules. I decided at once to pursue my investigation by dining with Sarah Bernhardt, my companion in this adventure, at Magnier's, the highly regarded restaurant where the Agincourt family had dined on the night of the murder. My brain works faster over a toothsome meal, and there was much to discuss. We'd earned a decent dinner after risking life and limb, don't you think? You're broke, Sarah. The initials LN in diamonds. Who is he? A lover?
I've had it more than 20 years, Bertie.
But whose initials are they?
The Emperor's.
You and Louis Napoleon?
A small reward, Bertie, for a command performance.
Oh. Personally, I think messages set in jewellery should be more discreet, like my engagement present to Alex. A ring with 6 stones. Beryl, emerald, ruby, topaz, jacinth, and a second emerald. The initials of the stones spell Bertie, you see.
Charming.
But I could not duplicate the gift for another lady, no matter how intimate she might become.
That would be unforgivable, Bertie. But you could think of some other keepsake for such a lady, if one existed. You have such a fertile imagination.
But poor credit with Monsieur Cartier. If you're not finishing your oysters...
Oh, please do. My mind was on the Agincourt. How can we be certain that revolver belongs to them?
Well, there is no question about it, my dear. Heraldry is a passion of mine. I can recognize a coat of arms, be it English or French.
I've no doubt you can, Bertie. But the revolver was found on Valentin, not on one of the Agincourt.
That is immaterial. Valentin's overcoat was hanging in his dressing room at the Moulin Rouge. The murderer slipped the revolver into the pocket, in case the police conducted a search.
You're suggesting one of the Agincourt fired the fatal shot?
That is the obvious conclusion.
Meaning Jules or his wife, Juliette?
Or the daughter, Rosine.
Or the son, Tristan?
It's a queer fellow who shoots his sister's fiancé.
It's just as queer when the girl's parents do it.
Or the girl herself.
She did face a lifetime tied to Maurice Letizier.
She'd agreed to marry him.
Had she? A father's choice of son-in-law does not always coincide with his daughter's. Do you know for a fact that Rosine was in love with Maurice?
People of rank do not marry for love. They marry to produce sons. Love happens later with someone else. The only certainty is that we are faced with a domestic murder. To solve it, another visit to the Agincourt is essential. Now, I think the waiter is approaching with our pheasant and truffle.
I need not ask why you are here. The police are getting nowhere. Yesterday, Goron, the chef de la sûreté, had long interviews with Juliette and Rosine, when he should be in Montmartre.
Jules, the police may not be as far astray as you believe. They do not know it yet, but this was found hidden at the Moulin Rouge on the night of the murder.
Really?
Luckily, it was recovered by Sarah and me. So now we have a choice. Either we can give this revolver to the police,
Or?
as we believe the truth is to be found in this house, we can conduct our own investigation here, in the family, among friends.
We will need the family's full cooperation.
I shall see to it.
Good. But first, Sarah and I should like to see where this revolver was kept.
Here, this is my gun room and study.
You don't keep it locked?
Why? I spend many an hour in here. I've never cared to lock it.
So anyone can come in,
Yes.
including the ladies?
They occasionally look in for a newspaper or a book.
Or a gun, Jules, if they had use for it?
The ladies in this house do not go in for field sports.
Quite so. The pistols, where are they kept?
In the top drawer of this cabinet, I possess 4 revolvers, all engraved with my coat of arms.
And all kept in an unlocked drawer? How many are in there now?
3.
You had no idea one revolver was missing?
No idea.
In the days before the murder, did you have any visitors who might have come in here?
No, except for Maurice, of course, God rest his soul. I should not say this, but I wish there were someone else.
Servants?
Oh, most of the staff have been with us for years. I cannot believe any of them would steal from me.
Oh, it's not that unusual, Jules. I once caught my maid wearing my petticoat. I only found out when my pet monkey got under her skirt and she jumped onto a table. Mon Dieu! A maid wearing my Breton lace petticoat. She was out of my house in 30 seconds.
Sans petticoat?
Sans everything, except the mark of my boot on her derrière.
Jules, tell me, how did Rosine and Maurice meet?
At a dinner party the year before last.
And you were impressed by him?
One couldn't fail to be. He had great charm.
Was he handsome?
Well, the ladies found him attractive. He sported a particularly fine moustache.
So, it was love at first sight.
I think Maurice fell for Rosine straight away.
And Rosine?
Well, you might as well know that Rosine agreed to the engagement under protest. She was in love with someone else. Someone totally unsuitable.
I was right, Bertie. There is a lover.
Jules, this clearly has some bearing on the matter. I must insist you tell us about it.
Very well. In France, we believe marriage is more than a personal matter. It is a contract between families. There is a matrimonial settlement.
It is not so different among English people of rank.
Yes, but you do not have to abide by the Code Civil. If a daughter of 21 or older chooses to defy her parents and promises herself to a man of her own choice, she may make a sommation respectueuse, a judicial protest. If after 3 such protests the parents still resist the match, the Code Civil allows her to marry regardless of the man's character and habits. Oh, it's diabolical.
What has this to do with Rosine?
Well, she threatened us with a sommation respectueuse, Bertie. Next October, when she is 21.
And who is the young man she admires?
Young? He is 51. A worthless painter called Morgan.
I'll be jiggered.
He followed her into church, of all places, and struck up a conversation, without even an introduction.
I take it this disgraceful episode took place before she met Laetitia?
Yes, she's completely infatuated with Morgan. I can't understand it.
The ways of the heart cannot be analyzed, Jules.
But this is an old man. I'm looking a damn sight older than he is. A long beard, streaked with grey, scruffy clothes.
So you've met him?
Yes, last summer. Rosine invited him to paint a landscape of the park. After that, she mentioned he was looking for other local scenes, so I gullibly gave him the freedom of the estate. I thought we were helping a poor artist.
Oh.
As you know, we French have a high regard for the arts. But he's been wandering about ever since, even sleeping in empty buildings on the estate.
Is he a talented artist?
Oh, did I call him an artist? He's one of these crude impressionists, dabs paint straight from the tube, completes a picture in 2 hours. No. He'll never sell anything.
When did Rosine meet him?
2 years ago.
2 years, Jules? And you didn't warn him off?
I've always tried to be civilized in my dealings with local people. I gave Morgan permission to paint on my land without specifying it was for a limited period. He has done no damage. If I ban him from the estate, I have to justify my actions.
But if he was pursuing Rosine...
Well, he wasn't in an obvious way. It was Rosine who did that. She goes riding every day, knows where Morgan sets up his easel. I'm not suggesting there was any misbehavior, but if I put a ban on Morgan, it won't be his reputation that suffers. It will be Rosine's.
After you persuaded Rosine to get engaged, did she stop seeing the painter?
I assume so, yes.
But did you and your wife insist upon it?
I don't think we gave her an ultimatum. She'd seen sense. Agreed to marry Laetitia. That was enough.
But she still went riding each day?
Yes.
And Morgan is still about?
I've not heard that he has left, but I can't see this is a matter you should pursue.
Jules, our questioning of Rosine will employ the utmost tact, you may depend on it. So if she's feeling calmer, we should like to speak with her.
Very well, Bertie. I'll go and find her.
He's hiding something. He hasn't told us everything.
Let's not make unfounded assumptions, Sarah. His family are now under suspicion of murder. That must be a terrible blow to any father. No wonder Jules is guarded in his replies.
One thing is very clear. He feels guilty for forcing the engagement on his daughter. And another thing, Bertie, there is a lover. One of my assumptions, at least, proved to be true.
Personally, Sarah, I look at these matters with detachment. That is the mark of a good detective. And I have a new suspect.
Morgan?
Yes. A crime passionnel.
That was my suggestion.
But we didn't know about Morgan then. Now we know he had both motive and opportunity. He was permitted to roam freely around the estate, so he'd have no difficulty in getting into the house and stealing the revolver. As an artist, he must know Montmartre, and as Rosine's confidant, he must have known the family would be at the Moulin Rouge with Laetitia.
Bertie, you are doing so brilliantly on your own. Do you really require an assistant? Perhaps I'd be better employed preparing for my world tour.
But you're my support.
So, I'm just a crutch, am I?
Oh, no. Of course not, Sarah. There. Oh, my dear. Hello.
Who are you? Quiet, Ezra.
We are here to see your sister.
Your father went to fetch her.
Typical of father.
How do you mean?
He won't find her. She goes riding every afternoon at this time. Father is terribly absent-minded. Do you mind if I tend to my gun?
Please do. What were you shooting?
Oh, rabbit, sir. Bagged 5 today.
So, you're a good shot.
Better than average, sir.
Have you ever used a revolver?
It's an unreliable weapon.
You know that your sister's fiancé was shot with a revolver?
So I was informed, sir.
But you were there.
Yes, and I heard the shot. But no one saw the gun. It was fired from behind.
Who were you standing next to?
My father, I suppose.
You must know, Tristan.
With respect, sir, it isn't that simple. There were hundreds of people jostling to get a good view of the dancers. When the shots were fired, I wasn't literally next to my father. When I turned to see what happened, father was beside Maurice. Rosine was with my mother on Maurice's other side. Now, sir, if I may be so bold, why are you asking these questions about my family?
Because your parents are my friends, and I want to find out the truth about this tragedy. Did you like Maurice Letizier?
He wasn't family, sir. And my sister didn't really want to marry him.
You felt some sympathy for her, then?
No reason to kill a man, is it, sir?
What the... Should anyone be out there shooting?
Absolutely not.
Then I think we should investigate.
What are you doing here, Tristan? I thought that shot just now was yours.
No, father. I was in the gun room.
Merde, who the devil's shooting on our land? Oh, I'm sorry about the language, Sarah, but this is highly irregular.
Think nothing of it, Jules.
You didn't find Rosine?
No, I forgot she always goes riding about now. But if some idiot's letting off a gun, she could be at risk. Over there! In the woods. I'm going to saddle the horse and ride over. Excuse me, Bertie.
Excuse you? No. If you have a nag strong enough, I'll join you.
I'll come too.
We ought to be armed. I'll get the shotguns.
You look somewhat red in the face, Bertie. Are you winded?
Of course not. But we'll slow to a walk. We can catch them up when they need us. I'm sure young Tristan can see off most of the perils lurking in these parts.
Yes. He's remarkably self-assured for 18. I rather like the boy.
Then you don't consider him a suspect?
I thought Morgan was our suspect, Bertie.
He is. But until he confesses, we must keep an open mind about the Agincourt family. Tristan had opportunity. Uses the gun room regularly, knows where the revolvers are kept, and was at the Moulin Rouge on the night in question.
And his motive?
Rosine was being forced into an arranged marriage. Boys can be very protective of their sisters, especially when verging on manhood and at the mercy of their glands. At that awkward age, lads often feel compelled to prove themselves in some way.
By murdering somebody?
That would be an extreme case, I admit. But never underestimate the glands.
Are you speaking of aggressive tendencies?
Yes, that sums it up nicely.
Oh, and I thought you meant Tristan was in love with his sister. Then the motive would be simple.
A brother in love with his sister? Really, Sarah?
It can't be discounted. Never underestimate the glands. Bertie, look! Down there by the barn. It's Jules and Tristan.
Jules at the front, Tristan heading for the rear. I believe someone's holed up in the barn. Oh, that's close enough. We can watch from here.
Father! I have the back door covered! Shall I go in?
No, just stay where you are. As for you in there, come out with your hands up.
There, Sarah. Someone's coming out.
Scruffy? Grey bearded? It has to be Morgan. Bertie,
Yes?
look at Ezra.
Who?
The dog. He's behaving strangely.
Looks like he's found a rabbit hole.
I think not. There's something in there. Something quite big.
Ezra! Back! Back! Now, stay! You! On your feet and be sharp about it. Put your hands up. Any tricks, and you'll answer to the police after the dogs finish with you. Now identify yourself.
I am Marie-François Gourand, chef de la sûreté.
The moment Morgan stepped out of the barn, he was surrounded. I tell you, Bertie, the police appeared from nowhere. They arrested him and took him to the Sûreté for questioning. They'd been keeping watch on him for weeks.
As Gourand told me. Once he'd got his wits back and recognized who I was. To think it took the Sûreté 3 weeks to reach the same conclusion as I did in 5 minutes.
And you have no doubt as to Morgan's guilt?
No. And no opprobrium will be attached to Rosine or any member of your family, Jules. Morgan plotted his crime independently. And if his painting is anything like the other Impressionist works I've seen, he is no loss to the world of art.
Absolument.
Few will have any regrets when he goes to the guillotine.
Bertie, you're weeping.
Offenbach's music is very moving.
No, you were remembering an old flame. We French women aren't as dense as you imagine. Your Parisian conquests are well known.
Name one, then.
One? The Princesse de Sagan, Duchesse de Muchy, Duchesse de Ligne, Emilienne d'Alençon, Madame Cochine, Comtesse de Bourtroline, Baron de Pilat, Cora Pearl.
Oh, she's Irish. And you haven't mentioned the only one I'd be willing to admit to.
And who is that?
Sarah Bernhardt.
But you and I have never...
You didn't listen. I said I'd be willing. It was an offer, not a boast.
You've drunk too much champagne.
We are partners. We solved a murder together. Tonight is for celebration.
The police solved it without our help.
But we were absolutely right in our deductions. Morgan was the murderer, and it was a crime of passion, just as you said. Some more champagne, partner?
No, not here. Let's go to Maxime.
Do you like caviar?
I adore it.
The caviar in my hotel is quite the best.
I'm sure it is, Bertie. We'd be seen.
Well, that surely would be a cause for congratulation. Most ladies of my acquaintance. If you wish to be discreet about it, I have a key to a back door. We shall eat in my rooms, and no one will hear of it.
Maxime would be simpler.
Not for what I was planning, my dear. Especially as this is my last night in Paris. Tomorrow, I leave for Cannes.
Oh. Then let us both be quite clear, Bertie. I would be coming only to try the caviar.
Bertie. I suggest we postpone the caviar.
And have champagne.
Sarah, don't be alarmed. But we are not alone. There is a third person in the room.
Mon Dieu. What sort of pervert do you take me for?
Your Royal Highness?
Oh! I have never been so humiliated.
For pity's sake, Sarah. I don't even know the lady.
Then it's even viler than I thought. Don't speak to me again, you Bluebeard.
blast it to hell. Now, young lady, who the devil are you and what are you doing in my suite?
I am Rosine d'Agincourt, sir. I had to see you. Your secretary asked me to wait. I must have fallen asleep.
Rosine? Is it to do with the murder?
Yes, sir.
Then you have my undivided attention.
They have arrested poor Glyn.
Glyn? You mean the painter? Morgan?
Yes, Glyn Morgan. He is a countryman of yours, and he is innocent.
His name sounds Welsh to me.
Forgive me, sir, but you are the Prince of Wales.
Oh, yes, quite. And you believe he is falsely arrested?
Sir, Glyn is the most gentle of men. Artists don't kill people.
You'll have to think up something more significant than that, Rosine. I was with Monsieur Goron only this morning. He has no doubt of Morgan's guilt and expects a confession very soon.
That is monstrous. Glyn was as shocked as any of us when the shot was fired.
Then he was at the Moulin Rouge that night? What possessed him to go there?
He knew I would be there.
With your fiancé?
Glyn's love for me is unshakable, sir.
It must be. Or else he enjoys suffering. Did he speak to you?
No. He took care to stand some distance apart from us.
For the whole evening?
Until after Maurice was shot. Naturally, he was anxious to know whether I had been hurt. The only person who saw us together was Tristan. He may have told the police. Our noble action can be misconstrued.
Did you see Morgan again that night?
No, sir.
Have you seen him since?
Yes.
Does he profess to be innocent?
He is innocent.
My question is whether Morgan himself told you he is innocent.
There is no need. Glyn is incapable of committing such a wicked crime.
If he is innocent, as you say, neither of you should have any fears.
Then you do not know Marie-François Goron, sir. He has an evil reputation. He will get the answers he wants regardless of the truth. Glyn is doomed.
Then why come to me?
Because you are the Prince of Wales. All of Paris respects you. If you spoke to the police, they would be compelled to listen.
Rosine, if I may be any use at all, I must know exactly what has happened between you and the painter.
Nothing happened between us, sir. Nothing. Nothing.
Good. Now, as I understand it from your father, you met Morgan in church.
Yes. I was doing the flowers. We became friends. He saw beauty in everything.
He is one of the group who call themselves Impressionists, is he not?
Glyn would not be fettered to any movement. Sir, he is happy to discuss theories with people like Monet and Renoir, but he is a free spirit.
And you have been meeting him regularly?
Yes. When I go riding each afternoon, we meet in the ruined house, have conversations, discussions about art, poetry, the meaning of life.
And did you discuss the murder?
Only to agree killing can never be justified.
If Morgan is innocent, someone else has to be guilty. And since we know the murder weapon came from your father's gun room, the inescapable conclusion must be that the murderer is a member of your family.
I didn't kill Maurice.
Which leaves your parents and Tristan. So, let us talk about the victim. Your parents considered him extremely eligible.
Yes.
But you did not?
I did not dislike Maurice. He was a good conversationalist. Handsome, with a big moustache that he got rid of recently. He should have kept it because his hair was rapidly thinning on top. He was practically bald, in fact. But even if he'd been the handsomest man in the world, I could not have loved him.
Because you'd already met Glyn Morgan?
Yes. And in comparison, Maurice was so shallow.
Did you say that to your parents?
Of course. But they wanted Maurice as a son-in-law. Oh, we had terrible arguments. They even suggested that I'd allowed Glyn to seduce me, which showed how little they understood him or trusted me. So I threatened them with a sommation respectueuse. You know what that is?
Yes. You can enlist the civil code to wed the man of your choice.
But I didn't tell them Glyn and I would never marry.
What?
Glyn doesn't believe in marriage. He believes we should be free to make whatever arrangements we like with the partner of our choice, without concerning the church or the state.
So he had no intention of marrying you?
Absolutely none. That is why I agreed to marry Maurice.
Marry a man you did not love? Why?
Because after a married lady has provided her husband with a son, she may take a lover. Have I shocked you, sir?
No. You have just persuaded me to speak to the chef de la sûreté. If Morgan had no intention of marrying you, the motive for murdering Laetitia is removed. The only problem is that the identity of the real murderer remains a mystery.
In Bertie and the Crime of Passion, Robert Lang played Bertie, Jane Lapotaire Sarah, Olivier Pierre Jules, Paul Jenkins Tristan, Tracy Wiles Rosine, and Geoffrey Whitehead Goran. The director is Matthew Walters. Bertie and the Crime of Passion by Peter Lovesey, dramatised by Geoffrey M. Matthews with Robert Lang and Jane Lapotaire.
You may recall that no sooner had I become convinced that the so-called artist, Morgan, was guilty of the murder of Maurice Laetitia, than Rosine d'Agincourt, the dead man's fiancée, revealed to me that far from being jealous of her marriage to Laetitia, Morgan, a radical and free thinker, had no intention of marrying her himself. Moreover, Rosine fully intended to become Morgan's lover after her marriage, thus removing his only obvious motive. How was I to convince the Sûreté that they had arrested the wrong man? More to the point, how was I to explain Rosine's inopportune presence in my bedroom the previous night without risking bodily injury from Sarah Bernhardt? Sarah, please.
I'll castrate you with my bare hands, you philandering old English goat!
Sarah, our friendship is too precious to sacrifice. Allow me to explain. Last night my secretary let Rosine d'Agincourt into my rooms without my knowledge. I had no idea Rosine was there. However, after hearing what she had to say, I'm convinced that the Sûreté have incarcerated an innocent man.
Tell it to the police.
I fully intend to. But I was hoping for your support.
You're perfectly capable of handling Goran alone. Why do you need me?
I need you to talk to Morgan. He's a rampant anarchist. He'll regard me as the enemy. But you could coax the truth from him. And, more importantly, I can't bear to be away from you.
Forgive me, I was not expecting such distinguished guests. I presume you have some fresh information?
You may presume what you wish, Monsieur Goran, but we wish to speak with Mr. Morgan.
With what purpose, sir?
He is, I believe, a British subject, entitled to visits from his consul.
Certainly.
The consul represents the Queen, as I do. But if you wish to verify that I have my mother's authority...
Sir, that will not be necessary. I would have Morgan brought from his cell immediately. He has already been questioned intensively.
With what result?
He has admitted nothing. Yet. But I will have him brought up.
No. We will see him where he is being held.
Be careful of your clothes, madame. There is mould on the walls. Morgan, the Prince of Wales wishes to see you.
Mr. Morgan, I am a friend of the Agincourts. Rosine has asked me to take a personal interest in this case. So, how are they treating you?
Abysmally. No food, no sleep, kept in darkness, interrogated every 2 hours. Do they expect that hunger and despair will make me confess to something I didn't do?
Goran, did you know about this?
Of course the swine knows. He is my interrogator.
Well?
Prisoners who insult their questioners can hardly expect privileges.
Monsieur, this man has not been convicted of any crime. He is cold and hungry. I must insist he is fed immediately.
What are you waiting for, you cretin? Oh la la, you make me ashamed to be French. Have a good breakfast brought in now, or we go straight to the minister. Feeling better now?
Much.
Good. Now tell me, monsieur, are you innocent?
Innocent of what, madame?
Of murder.
I am not a murderer. All my life I've only had one desire, to paint.
And your friendship with Rosine d'Agincourt?
I refuse to implicate her in this.
Refuse? Listen to me, Mr. Morgan. That young lady went to great trouble to persuade us to come here. She loves you, believes in your innocence. You owe it to her to tell the truth.
The Surete threatens me with a guillotine one moment and promises freedom the next. Why should I believe you? For all I know, you could be hand in glove with them.
Very well, Mr. Morgan. If you don't want our help...
No, wait. Look, all I ever gave Rosine were a few kisses and sympathy. She was just a pathetic young girl with romantic ideas about artists. I could have bedded her any time, but I didn't, not once.
That's of no consequence, Mr. Morgan. The point is, would Rosine have married you?
She had childish ideas of eloping, until I told her I didn't believe in marriage. I'm a painter, first and last, can't even keep myself, let alone a wife.
How did you feel when Rosine finally agreed to her betrothal to Laetitia?
I pitied her. But I knew her parents would win in the end. We often talked about it. She had this idea about presenting Laetitia with a son and then being free to take a lover. Thinking that far ahead when you're still a virgin. She was serious, though.
You would have us believe that Rosine did all the chasing, and yet you went to the Moulin Rouge on the night of the engagement. Why?
To see the young buck she was being mated with.
Did you speak to him?
You think I'm daft? No, I kept my distance. Until after the shooting, anyway. Then I went over to Rosine. She had her arms folded across her chest. I thought she'd been hurt. But she was all right. Apart from the shock, that is.
What was she wearing?
A blue dress, a velvet cape with gold fastenings over it. She was so worried that her father would think I was the killer, she told me to go, so I left through the gardens.
You have no idea who fired the shots?
No. All I do know is, it wasn't me.
He is guilty as hell, and he will confess.
In those appalling conditions, there can't be a person alive who wouldn't confess. I demand your reasons for detaining Mr. Morgan.
Oh, I'll do even better than that, sir. I'll show you the evidence.
Huh?
Sketches made at the Moulin Rouge on the night.
Toulouse-Lautrec's drawings.
There. The murder scene, and there, in the background, Morgan.
That he was there is undeniable. But having listened to him, I am far from convinced of his guilt.
Ah, then you have not heard of Professor Lombroso? This is his treatise, L'uomo delinquente.
The criminal man.
Exactly, madame. The professor examined more than 7,000 convicts and reached the conclusion that criminals can be recognized by physical appearance. Not the receding foreheads, the heavy jaws, characteristic ears. I have found it invaluable when searching out malefactors. As you will see, Morgan conforms in every particular to the archetype of a murderer.
But this fellow, in the row above, looks uncannily like my brother Affy. And he's no murderer.
Now, look at this. The shotgun recovered from Morgan when we arrested him.
Laetitia was shot with a revolver.
Please examine the stock, sir.
The Agincourt coat of arms.
Proof that Morgan not only stole it, but also had access to a variety of other weapons, including revolvers.
Ah, like this one.
What is this?
If you don't know, monsieur, I fear for Paris. It's a revolver, left in an overcoat in the dressing room at the Moulin Rouge on the night of the murder. You will note that the arms on the side plate are those of the Agincourts.
How did you acquire this?
By vigorously pursuing inquiries. I am not at liberty to say more, except that the owner of the overcoat is unquestionably innocent.
This is fascinating. Once Rosine was engaged, Monsieur le Comte must have banished Morgan from the estate. Incensed, Morgan used one of their own revolvers to kill Letitia, leaving it to be found to throw suspicion on the family.
An ingenious theory.
Your Highness, quite inadvertently, you have provided absolute proof of Morgan's guilt.
Ah. If I leave this afternoon, I can be in Cannes for breakfast.
You can't leave Paris, Bertie. We must do something about that odious little man.
Goron.
Unless we stop him, an innocent man will go to the guillotine.
After what Goron's told us, no one but Morgan could be the murderer. Anyway, the juge d'instruction will ensure the investigation is conducted properly.
Oh, can you imagine a magistrate who will disbelieve the famous Goron? Bertie, I understand Morgan because I too am an artiste. I value my talent above all things. Morgan cares too much about painting to put it at risk by killing a man.
And what about Goron's theory?
Totally unconvincing.
It sounded convincing enough at the Sûreté.
Morgan has always lived on the edge of poverty. If he's ejected from Montmartre, so what? Why suddenly become so angry about it? And why kill? Not Jules, the man who evicts him, but Letitia.
But I can't conceive of one of the Agincourts as a murderer.
Face it, Bertie, one of them is guilty.
They're respectable people, Sarah. I've known them for years.
Possibly, but I keep thinking back to something Mr. Morgan told us. He said that after the shots were fired, he went over to see Rosine.
So?
He said she appeared to be in shock, and the phrase I particularly noted, that her arms were folded across her chest and that she was wearing a velvet cape. So, if she were holding a revolver under it, no one would have been able to tell.
You're not suggesting Rosine fired the shot?
She's the obvious suspect. She was infatuated with Morgan.
So is our old friend, the crime passionnel, after all. I think not. If Rosine were guilty, why come to see me? A murderer doesn't assist the investigation.
She was driven to it. When she shot Letitia, she didn't expect Morgan to be arrested. She came hoping you could use your influence to free him.
Which I have failed to do.
Because Rosine did not tell you the whole truth. So, if only for Mr. Morgan's sake, we must return to Montmartre and get her to confess.
Jules is in Paris, Bertie, but you will find Rosine in the library.
Thank you.
But what exactly is your interest in this dreadful affair? Jules said something about you wanting to solve the mystery. But the Sûreté have done that already.
Not to our satisfaction. Juliet, we're old friends, so it would oblige me greatly if you would answer some questions.
If you want to know about poor Maurice, he would have been perfect for Rosine. Amusing, handsome, and with a private fortune. Naturally, Jules and I urged her not to miss her opportunity. The silly minx took her time deciding.
Girls do sometimes.
Anything vaguely bohemian always fascinated her. All we did was steer her gently in the right direction. What she needed, as I pointed out so often, was a husband to steady her, not a vagrant painter hoping to live off her money.
Does she have money?
Oh, she inherits 80,000 francs on her next birthday.
So she would have been extremely comfortable. Did Maurice live with his parents?
I believe he had his own apartment in the Rue Tronchet.
Your Highness,
Did you see Glynn? Are they going to release him?
I fear not.
But did you not tell Goron that Glynn does not believe in marriage, that he had no reason to kill Maurice?
I made that absolutely clear, Rosine, but...
Goron has enough evidence to sink a battleship, and he is confident that Mr. Morgan will confess.
But Glynn is not a murderer.
The evidence wasn't entirely conclusive, my dear.
But his confession will seal it. The guillotine awaits him.
No! Glynn would have told me if he'd done it. I've never known anyone so truthful.
You value the truth, do you? But are you truthful yourself?
Of course.
And do you believe in God?
Yes.
Then, swear before God that you did not kill Maurice Letitia. I tell you, Bertie, I am convinced Rosine killed Laetitia.
My dear, I believe you'd have blithely applied thumbscrews to get a confession, but you failed. Good Lord, it's 6 already. Why don't you join me later for dinner?
Thank you, but no. I must devote this evening to preparing for my world tour.
Maybe I could assist.
I'm grateful, Bertie, but I find packing a trunk requires absolute concentration, don't you agree?
Well, I don't think I've ever packed one.
As I thought. Perhaps we can meet tomorrow.
Just as you wish. Cabby, to Sarah Bernhardt.
Monsieur.
And after that, the Rue Tronchet.
The Rue Tronchet? Laetitia's lodgings? You're going there tonight?
I can't put it off, Sarah. Not while that poor wretch Morgan is freezing to death in a dungeon.
Then I shall just have to come with you.
Monsieur Laetitia is gone.
We know.
We wish to speak with you, madame.
I have already spoken to Grand, chief of the Sûreté. Are you from the Sûreté?
We have no connection with the police.
I'm glad. You should have seen the mess they left.
Yes, please. But we would like to see the mess.
Then you are too late. The apartment has a new tenant, an elderly lady.
What happened to Laetitia's belongings?
Everything the police did not take was collected 2 days ago.
By whom?
Removal men and the boy's father. Charming old gentleman.
Ah. Then, could we view the apartment?
I've told you it is not convenient.
Bertie, there would be nothing to see except that old lady. Tell me, madame, how long did Laetitia reside here?
3, maybe 4 years.
Then in that time you must have formed some impressions about him.
I don't gossip about my tenants.
It would not be gossip, madame. It is salient information, which will all be made public at the trial.
I see. What do you wish to know?
Was Laetitia temperate in his habits?
Temperate? No. He was rich, had no job. He'd go away for days on end. Come home at all hours. Never warn me in advance.
Women.
You have it in a word, madame.
But did you actually see him with women?
Of course. I don't tell lies, monsieur. He was quite good-looking, you know, when he first came here. Oh, he had a lot of hair then. But he lost it very quickly.
These women, did they come for immoral purposes?
I don't permit that. They were proper ladies, not demi-mondaine. But what went on outside these walls was no concern of mine. I did once see him leave the Montillon in broad daylight.
The Montillon?
Don't ask, Bertie.
If he'd worked for his living, he wouldn't have had the energy for that kind of thing.
These lady visitors, do you recall their names?
There were 3 in all. The first one he introduced as his sister. Sister! She had red hair and a foreign accent. The other 2 were quite different. Dark hair, decently dressed, both good-looking, but neither visited more than twice.
When was this?
In the first year. But last winter he kept getting sore throats, headaches, migraine, he said it was. Me, I think it was jaundice. His skin had that yellow look. But whatever it was, it stopped his philandering.
Did he receive any lady visitors in the past few weeks, since Christmas, let us say?
The only one... Oh, but I wouldn't like to think she had anything to do with Monsieur Laetitia's horrible death.
We must not suppress anything, madame.
Well, she was younger than the others, no more than 20, demurely dressed, very slim, long brown hair, intelligent face, a little taller than you, madame.
Her hair, did she wear it like mine?
No, madame. It was parted at the centre, combed back, then fastened behind.
Rosine, it has to be her, Bertie. Did you discover her name?
No, madame. But she first came at the beginning of the year before last, on Sunday afternoons, 4 or 5 times altogether. I'd almost forgotten about her until a few weeks ago when she reappeared. But she changed. She was so pale, Her eyes were red at the edges as if she'd suffered. I felt so sorry for her.
Did Laetitia invite her in?
For about half an hour. Then he showed her out.
Did they appear affectionate?
No, quite the reverse. From the look on her face, I'd say they'd had an argument.
And you've not seen her since?
No, monsieur.
Tell me, madame, did you ever meet Monsieur Letizier's fiancée?
No, madame.
Then how can you be certain this young lady was not his fiancée? From your description, they sound identical.
How? Because of this newspaper, there. A picture of Rosine d'Agincourt. She's definitely not the lady who called here.
Madame, you told us earlier that the removal men cleared the room. What happened to the rubbish?
There was none. The removal men took everything.
They must have left something.
Nothing of value. Only some stuff they tossed in a tea chest.
Where is it?
Under the stairs.
You silly fool. That old witch will be laughing her head off.
Why?
She's a louis d'or, better off, that's why. For what? A box of rubbish. And what's more, she sent us on a wild goose chase for some mysterious woman.
Really?
Well, she didn't fool me. She was protecting Rosine by pretending it was someone else.
Sarah, if she didn't want the truth to come out, why mention the visit at all? No, I'm inclined to believe the old lady. The mysterious caller has to be an entirely different woman. So, we have a fresh suspect.
Oh, that's it. You can't bear the thought of one of the Agincourt being the murderer, so you're only too pleased to have someone else to chase, even if she's a figment of that old woman's imagination.
If that's your opinion, Sarah, I see no point in any further discussions. I shall find the young lady without your help.
Go on then, Prince Charming. Find your Cinderella. Dark, 20, average height. There can't be more than 10,000 girls like that in Paris. It may take a year or two of trying to fit the slipper, but knowing you, that'll be no hardship.
Oh, that's below the belt, Sarah.
A choice of phrase that sums it up exactly. Goodbye, Bertie. I have packing to do.
Temperamental thespian. Cabby! Do you know the Montmartre?
The Montmartre, monsieur. Do you know it?
That is the question I just asked you.
Well, the Montmartre, monsieur, is a house of pleasure, if you know what I mean.
I wish to be taken there, whatever it is.
Monseigneur?
I should like to see the proprietor, if you please.
Of course. Do you wish me to mention your name?
You may say that Lord Tennyson has called.
Lord Tennyson. This is indeed an honor. Please sit down.
Thank you.
We have not had the pleasure of welcoming a man of letters before. Of all English poems, The Charge of the Light Brigade is my favourite. I will not ask you to recite it, but you must sign our visitor's book, your lordship. You need have no worry, sir. We are patronized by many gentlemen of distinction. Politicians, men of letters, even royalty. I'm sorry you didn't come here for conversation.
On the contrary, madame. It is conversation I want. And information about a certain young lady.
Excellent. You already know who you want. Which one is she?
Madam, let us be clear. I am here only to make inquiries. About a young man called Maurice Letizier.
Letizier? Ah, the man killed at the Moulin Rouge. Yes, he was a regular at one stage.
And did he have a regular girl?
Mimi was always his favourite.
I should like to meet her. To speak to her, that is.
Mimi is much in demand. But we can see if she is available.
Mate! Close the door, it's drafty. Don't I even get time to have a bath between clients?
This gentleman isn't a client, Mimi. He just wishes to make inquiries about someone you may remember. Maurice Letizier. I shall leave you, monsieur.
I've done nothing wrong. Well, not criminal.
You're in no trouble, mademoiselle. I can see for myself that you are not the girl I seek.
Oui? Well, you can pass me that towel if you've seen enough.
Oh, that's a pleasure, my dear. We don't want you catching your death. Laetitia was a regular client, I understand.
For 2 or 3 months. I'm sorry he was murdered, but it was just another job. And I have no idea who killed him.
Did he speak of other women, ladies, he knew?
No.
When did you last see him?
Oh, maybe 2 years ago. He was with a student. He didn't pay for it anymore, so I suppose she was giving him it.
What makes you so certain she was a student?
Maurice introduced us.
He introduced you? His cocotte?
He had no choice. I greeted him first. He turned bright pink when he saw me. But I'm not mean. I wouldn't have said where we met. She was in her 2nd year at the École de Médecins. Her name was Claudine.
No surname?
No.
Pity. Is there anything else you recall about Claudine?
Oui, she had dark brown hair, didn't need stage, she was as thin as a stem. Oh, and very demure.
Are you quite sure she was his friend, not simply a passing acquaintance?
No. Anyone with half an eye could see they were in love. Really in love.
This just arrived, sir. It's a letter addressed to me as your private secretary. The writer does not reveal his or her identity, but...
Oh, one of those, is it? What's the gist?
I think you should read it yourself, sir.
If you say so. Sir, it has come to my notice that the Prince of Wales has taken a personal interest in the recent death of Monsieur Laetitia. At the time the shots were fired, I saw that man Morgan in the gardens, outside the hall. Justice will be done if His Royal Highness uses his influence to secure the release of this unfortunate man. This is manna from heaven, Francis.
Sir.
Telephone the Sûreté and ask that scoundrel Goron to come here immediately.
I am at your command, sir.
I assume Morgan is still in custody?
Yes, sir.
You heard my opinions yesterday. Now, I'm handing you some evidence that has come my way.
This is of no interest to the Sûreté.
No interest. It is independent evidence that Morgan is innocent.
2 similar letters were also received at the Sûreté. They confirm my opinion that Morgan is the murderer.
Someone goes to all the trouble of bringing this to your attention. An educated person, by the way he expresses himself.
Or herself.
I was about to add that. Someone goes to all that trouble, and you disbelieve them. It's deplorable. Irresponsible.
I'm sorry you take that view. But I consider that the letters were written by one of Morgan's friends to provide him with an alibi. Yet he repeatedly told us that he was inside the hall when the shots were fired, that he only went into the gardens after speaking with Rosine d'Agincourt. Either Morgan is lying, or the letter writer. Whichever it is, the letters do him no service at all. Good day, sir.
In Bertie and the Crime of Passion, Robert Lang played Bertie, Jane Lapotaire Sarah, Geoffrey Whitehead Goron, John Hartley Morgan, Zulema Dean Juliet, Tracy Wiles Rosine, Linda Regan Mimi, Tessa Worsley the Madame, and Diana Payan the Concierge. The director is Matthew Walters. Bertie and the Crime of Passion by Peter Lovesey. Dramatised by Geoffrey M. Matthews with Robert Lang and Jane Lapotaire.
You will recall that despite my efforts, the Sûreté continued to be convinced that the artist, Morgan, was guilty of the murder of Maurice Laetitia, while Sarah Bernhardt believed Rosine d'Agincourt was the murderess. I was determined to prove both wrong. My hopes rested on the box that I had obtained at the cost of a louis d'or from Letizier's concierge. The contents proved a huge disappointment. Nothing but naughty postcards, a brown toupee, and numerous medicaments, laxatives, headache powders, and a bottle of something called Van Sweeten's liquor. I decided that I must track down the medical student Claudine, who had been seen with Letizier. Accordingly, I headed for the hostelry next to the École de Médecins, and was agreeably surprised to spot young Tristan d'Agincourt amidst the crowd.
Tristan! Good!
No, not quite.
I mean your Royal Highness, sir?
Less of that. I'm investigating, incognito, looking for medical students.
Oh, well, we're surrounded by them. Hey, Jacques! Jacques, over here, meet,
Bertie.
Bertie. He's looking for students. Then he has come to the right place.
A girl named Claudine.
At your age, Bertie. Be careful what you say, Jacques.
Let us speak frankly, Tristan.
Well, there are not many Claudine at the École de Médecins. Let me see. There is Claudine La Poitrine. Oh.
Slim? With dark, straight hair?
Hardly. Is that your type? It can't be La Poitrine by any stretch of the imagination. Or Claudine Lacoste. She's blonde. So it can only be the quiet one. Claudine Jom.
Where can I find this young lady?
She does not mix much with us, but the Registrar's office should be able to provide her address.
This soup is really excellent.
Sir, you've not yet told me what all this has to do with the murder of Maurice Letizier.
Well, information provided by Letizier's concierge and the girl Mimi suggests Maurice was having a liaison with this Claudine Jaume.
And what interpretation do you place on this?
Well, we know their friendship was established a year ago. She was young, far less experienced than Letizier, so it would be easy for him to take advantage of her and lead her to believe that she was his one true love. But he soon tired of her. She learned of his engagement to your sister, and on the day after it was announced, the Sunday before his murder, Claudine visited him, expressed her outrage. He dismissed her in a way that hurt her deeply. So she resolved that if she couldn't have him, neither would Rosine. Knowing Maurice would be at the Moulin Rouge the following Friday, she went there and shot him.
But how did she obtain the revolver?
The revolver, as you know, came from your gun room at Montmartre.
Yes.
We know Letizier used the gun room.
We borrowed our guns, yes.
So if he wanted a revolver, he could easily have pocketed one.
But Maurice was a gentleman.
Not quite the gentleman your father took him for, as more than one lady can attest.
Well, that is becoming clear. So, you deduce he had the revolver in his rooms, which Claudine then found unused.
Unfortunately, there is still one flaw. We have not yet located the elusive Claudine.
May I be of assistance?
I am searching for one of your medical students. Her name is Claudine Jaume.
And when was she in attendance?
When? 2 years ago, I believe.
One moment, please. Let us see. Just Jaume. Claudine Jaume. Ah, yes. She was the one who gave up her studies, this stupid girl.
Stupid? In what way? Did she fall behind with her classes?
Oh, no, monsieur. She got herself pregnant. Perhaps it was unkind to call her stupid.
Why?
Oh, she was charming. Not the sort you'd expect would get into trouble. Girls like that only have to make one mistake, while others give their favors at the drop of a hat and get away with it.
Did she have the child?
I have no idea, sir. The École lost touch with her.
But you have her address?
Only for when she was a student. Here we are. Number 8, Rue de Chumavert.
Who do you want?
Mademoiselle Jaume, if you please.
She's gone. Did the moonlight flit with her bastard? Miserable brat it was too, always crying.
Did you speak with her?
People don't talk much around here. If you think I took any of her stuff, you're mistaken. It was a gang downstairs. Filthy scavengers. Well, see for yourself. Her room's at the end of the corridor.
Good grief. What a horrible mess.
I told you it was, didn't I? There's nothing left. Except old books and orange peel.
What's this? Cough mixture. Liver salts. Interesting. What have we here?
It's just an old bottle.
Wrong. It's a medicine jar. And according to the label, it's from the medical school. Remnants of white powder. I wonder.
Bertie, you dangle the bait. Say you have a vital clue to the murder and then tell me everything except what was in the green jar.
Arsenic.
Arsenic? Are you certain?
As night follows day, my dear. I had the crystals analysed at a pharmacy in the Rue Washington. The chemist was appalled the jar wasn't labelled as poison.
Why would Claudine Jaume possess such a dangerous substance?
To put down rats?
Does one buy rat poison in that form?
She didn't buy it. She was a medical student. She took it from the college laboratory.
But you don't really believe she kept the arsenic to kill rats, do you?
The fact is, she possessed the stuff. That's all that matters.
But do you think she was a poisoner?
What I think, Sarah, is of no importance. A detective simply assembles evidence and makes deductions.
Oh, don't be so blessed pompous, Bertie. What was she really up to?
Well, consider Claudine's situation. A poor student living in a slum. Then she is befriended by Letitia, a charming, unscrupulous seducer. He takes her to his elegant apartment, impresses her with his wealth and breeding. Then one day she is obliged to tell him of her pregnancy, and he declines to do the honourable thing.
To marry her?
Precisely. You will also recall that last winter Letitia complained to his concierge of sore throats and migraines. He was also losing his hair.
So?
According to my chemist, the classic symptoms of arsenical poisoning include headaches, dryness of the throat, constipation alternating with diarrhea, jaundice, and falling hair.
But how would Claudine have administered the arsenic?
Added it to anything he took regularly. Sugar, salt, or tipped it into a liquid. Remember that stuff in a medicine bottle?
Van Sweeten's liquor?
Yes. And it was almost empty. So if it were some kind of tonic he took each day...
Bertie, did you work all this out by yourself?
Of course.
But in the end, it wasn't the arsenic that killed him. It was the bullets.
Granted. All I am asking you to believe is that Claudine Jaume planned to poison Letitia. She possessed the arsenic and he exhibited the symptoms. But in the end, she lost patience and shot him.
No. She did not lose patience. It was anger over his engagement to Rosine. That's why she visited him on the Sunday before the murder, to get him to acknowledge his child.
Accepted. And when he refused, she found the revolver he had acquired from the gun room at Montmartre, took it, and used it at the Moulin Rouge.
No. Claudine did not shoot him. You've been amazingly clever up to now, Bertie. Don't spoil it.
What?
Your theory about the revolver really stretches credibility. You don't understand women at all.
Oh?
You have overlooked the only explanation which I, as a woman, find transparently obvious.
Really?
What happened is this. When Letitia refused to marry Claudine, she decided to expose him. She went to Rosine and told her the truth about the man she was to marry. I maintained from the very beginning that Rosine had shot Letitia, and for a very good reason. You have just supplied that reason. Between us, we have arrived at the truth.
I may be naive about women, but if your theory is true, isn't it far more likely that Rosine would have simply appealed to her parents to call off the engagement?
Jules is an old-fashioned aristocrat. He had given his promise to the Letitia family.
But Letitia's conduct was inexcusable.
The Agincourt are not bourgeois, Bertie. The circles they move in take a tolerant view of a young man's indiscretions. And now, I think I will have another drink.
Of course. Garçon!
Monsieur.
De cognac, s'il vous plaît.
Certainement, monsieur.
I still can't believe Rosine is a murderess.
Bertie, she went to great lengths to make you believe in her. Now, tell me, the letter you received protesting Morgan's innocence was decently written, you said?
Yes, in an educated hand. Why?
It would be fascinating to compare it with Rosine's handwriting.
Your cognac, monsieur. And I was asked to give you this note.
Oh? By whom?
That man, sir. There by the... Oh, he seems to have left. Oh, merci, monsieur. Merci.
Cheers, my dear. And though our theories may differ, we do have one thing in common. We both wish to speak with Claudine Jaume. Unfortunately, the evidence indicates she went on the run because she is a murderess.
We'll agree to disagree there, Bertie.
Good heavens.
What is it?
This note. It says, Claudine Jaume, 8 p.m., 7 Rue Alexis.
That's just across the river.
It could be a trap. Do you think I should go?
Of course we must go, Bertie. She wants to prove to us she's innocent.
She isn't innocent. And how did she know we were here? I don't like this at all. I should have armed myself.
To meet a woman with a baby?
You forget. I am the only person in Paris who knows she is a murderess. My life is at risk.
Then I shall make it clear to her I don't share your opinion. Besides, she doesn't have the gun any longer.
She is also a poisoner.
Then don't drink her coffee. Are you sure the appointment was at number 7?
Absolutely.
Well, this doesn't look much like a domestic habitation.
For once, we're in complete agreement. Still...
Yes?
We wanted a young lady, Claudine Jaume.
Enter.
Ah.
No, not madame.
Oh, the lady is with me.
No, not madame.
For some reason, he doesn't wish you to enter.
This is utterly absurd. However, as Bernhardt is persona non grata here, you'd better go in without me.
Towels are in the cubicle, and here are hangers for your clothes.
Hangers? You expect me to get undressed?
Oh, of course, monsieur.
Oh! 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 Ah! Oh! Oh!
Good afternoon, Your Royal Highness.
Oh!
Enjoying your massage?
Oh! This can't be coincidence.
A necessary stratagem, sir, for which I apologize.
Oh!
While Mustafa does his work, we can talk.
Never mind Mustafa. Oh! I demand to know why I was lured here.
It's a matter of urgency. I needed to speak with you, without Madame Bernhardt in attendance.
All this because of Bernhardt? If you'd wanted a word in private, you should have asked.
Perhaps. But in this discreet location for meetings between gentlemen, I can be assured of seeing you alone.
Parading in the buff is not my idea of discretion. If this is how the story conducts itself, I'm glad your methods have not yet crossed the channel. I take it the note I received was from you?
I was concerned that there was a serious danger you would undermine my investigation.
By finding out the truth?
If I thought that, I would have no cause for concern.
Except the trifling inconvenience that you've arrested the wrong man. Is Morgan still rotting in your prison?
He's guilty, and he will be made to confess.
You're wrong. The murder was committed by a woman.
Oh, you mean Claudine Jaume? Impossible.
I have conclusive proof she had a motive.
I don't dispute it.
Then why, in the name of justice, don't you detain her?
Because Claudine Jaume is dead.
Dead? How?
Suicide. The body and that of her child were recovered from the Seine.
She took the child's life as well as her own?
No, sir. The evidence suggested the child was dead before it entered the water. The most likely explanation is that Claudine killed herself from grief and was holding the dead baby in her arms when she jumped from the Pont des Arts.
Grief, you say? Let's not exclude guilt. I don't suppose she left a note.
No.
Then I'd say her suicide is tantamount to a confession.
No. I'm certain that Claudine could not have murdered Laetitia.
Why?
Because her body was found 6 hours before Laetitia was shot.
You made no mention of that when I saw you at the Sûreté.
I was unaware of it then. The bodies lay in the morgue unidentified for a fortnight. Until yesterday, when her father came looking for her. She hadn't written home. It seems she always wrote 2 letters a week to her family.
I see. It would appear that I may have been in error. I suppose I should thank you for discussing this matter in private.
All I ask is that you now leave the Sûreté to complete its work.
I'll be damned if I will. The tragic death of this young woman wasn't mere coincidence.
She killed herself because her baby died.
Her baby? It was also Letitia's, remember?
Sir, I wouldn't have brought you here unless there were overriding reasons to ask for your cooperation. This unhappy episode will only inflict more grief on Letitia's parents. Decent people who have no idea that their son fathered an illegitimate child.
I shan't trouble the Letitias. My suspicions point me in another direction.
Which is?
Back to the Agincourts, I'm afraid. And I say that with a heavy heart, Goron. I am a family friend.
Agincourt? Sir, they have been interrogated by the police, pestered by the press and by you. Their name bandied in the cheapest newspapers, and they have borne it all with dignity. To heap this fresh infliction on them would be to invite more intrusion, more gossip. Spare them that, Your Highness.
Spare the Agincourts, or spare the Sûreté, monsieur. You nailed your colours to the mast when you made Morgan your prime suspect. And once the examining magistrate gets news of this new tragedy, he may not be too impressed by a forced confession.
You exceed yourself, sir.
We shall see. I may have been mistaken over Claudine Jaume, but no more than you are over Morgan. So I shall persist in seeking the truth, whatever the cost to people's sensibilities. And if necessary, who's there?
Just another bather, sir.
No, the fellow must have been eavesdropping. I'm going after him.
Sir, don't! Come back, Your Royal Highness!
You! Stop! I want a word!
Your Royal Highness!
Now! Hold still! Jules!
It's all right, Bertie. I promise. I won't make a run for it.
Your Royal Highness, allow me to explain why I invited Le Comte d'Agincourt to be present at our meeting.
To eavesdrop at our meeting, you mean?
Sir, we were deeply troubled about the distress your investigation might inflict on both families. The interference with the process of law.
That is really too absurd.
I chose the baths because it allowed Le Comte to be present but unseen.
But why did my old friend creep away? Like a thief? Or try to?
Because no sooner had I convinced you Claudine Jaume could not have committed the crime than you pointed your finger at the Agincourt.
So you're suggesting that he beat a retreat rather than defend his family's good name? No, monsieur. That is not the action of a gentleman. And Jules is a gentleman through and through. Isn't that so, Jules? No. I believe the true reason is that he killed Maurice Laetitia. Jules?
Yes, I admit it. I shot Laetitia.
What?
And now go on, you must release Morgan. He is innocent.
So it was you who sent the anonymous letter?
Yes. Short of confessing, I did everything I could for Morgan. But this man took no notice.
Because the information you gave was flawed. Morgan wasn't in the garden of the Moulin Rouge when the shots were fired. He was in the hall itself.
Jules didn't know that. He invented what he thought was a watertight alibi, not knowing Morgan's own statement contradicted it. You dismiss the letters as unimportant, Goron. A more alert investigator recognized them as clues. And now, Jules, you had better explain what made you into a murderer.
Claudine Jaume wrote asking to see me. We met, and she told me about her affair de coeur with Maurice, her unsuccessful attempts to persuade him to acknowledge his child. When the child became sick, Claudine went to see Maurice to appeal for money to pay a doctor. He sent her away without a sou. So now she was asking for my help. I did what I could, but tragically, too late.
Did you confront Laetitia?
Of course. I told him frankly that he should have helped the girl, that he was honor-bound to make provision for his child. His reply was that Claudine was lying, that he had never been intimate with her. I didn't believe him, Bertie. And if he was prepared to lie to me over this matter, I didn't want him marrying my daughter.
What was his answer?
He said if I cancelled the engagement, muddied his reputation, he would muddy Rosine's. Well, you know how scandal spreads, Bertie. He fully intended to ruin her life if I intervened. I couldn't allow it. I had to kill him.
The rest we know, except why you put the gun to Valentin's overcoat.
I just didn't think ahead. After I'd shot him, I realized that any of us might be searched for a weapon. Valentin's coat was the only hiding place I could find. It didn't occur to me that he would collect it while we were still in the room.
Jules d'Agincourt went to the guillotine like a gentleman, and I rather wished I'd left the Sûreté floundering in its own incompetence. But then an innocent man would have been executed. A year later, Sarah was in London. I was resigned to hearing in detail over tea at Claridge's how her tour had gone, but she had more intriguing news to impart.
Oh, that dreadful Rosine d'Agincourt.
What's she done? Married that artist fellow I saved from the guillotine?
No. She's married an American millionaire.
Maybe Morgan should find someone his own age.
He has. The gossip is he's moved in with Juliette d'Agincourt.
Juliette? But she hated him.
Well, with Jules gone, I'm sure he'll earn his keep.
It still seems damned insensitive. Poor old Jules. He deserved better from his family after the dignity he showed. Right to the end. You know, Sarah, there could have been a much more satisfactory outcome to this business.
What is that?
Well, if Claudine Jaume had succeeded in poisoning Laetitia, Jules need not have shot him. Claudine would have taken her own life anyway, after her baby died. And Jules would still be alive today.
Oh, Bertie, after all these months, you still don't know the truth. The arsenic wasn't for poisoning. It was medicinal. Claudine was taking it for her condition.
For her condition? You mean when she was expecting the child?
No! She had the pox.
For heaven's sake, Sarah, keep your voice down. Do you mean syphilis?
I'm not conversant with the illness, but the treatment's well known. You take arsenic or mercury in small amounts.
How can you advance such an unedifying theory?
She caught it from Laetitia. He was a roué. He went to whores.
But it was never suggested he'd contracted a disease.
I'll tell you how I know. You remember the bottle of Van Sweeten's liquor we found in his lodgings?
Of course.
Well, as I've discovered, it is the remedy for chronic syphilis.
Oh?
Claudine, on the other hand, favored arsenic. I suppose she found it easy to acquire.
Really?
And what's more, all the symptoms you described for arsenic poisoning are characteristic of the pox in its second stage.
Oh. If that's true, Why didn't Jules speak of it when he confessed? Wasn't he aware of the truth?
I'm sure he knew. When Claudine Jean met him, she was in despair. She showed him a dying baby, another victim of the disease.
He didn't mention it to me.
He wouldn't. Jules was a gentleman. He regarded what the girl told him as confidential. But he was appalled that Laetitia, having infected Claudine and her child, should still insist on marrying his daughter. He felt he had no choice but to shoot him. That was Jules d'Agincourt's real motive. But he went to the guillotine without mentioning it once.
As a father, and I hope a man of honor, I can understand why Jules acted as he did.
So it was, after all, a crime of passion, Bertie, as I've always insisted.
Jules wasn't driven by passion.
No, but the source of it all was one man's promiscuity.
Agreed.
Thank you.
But you chose the wrong suspect. You kept telling me, quite mistakenly, that Rosine was guilty.
And who are you to talk about mistakes? You suspected Claudine. You were just as much at fault.
Yes, but I... Oh, very well. We were both mistaken. However, I might be persuaded to forgive you, my dear. We have at least 2 hours before your play.
But I was right in saying it was a crime of passion.
Yes, yes. Now, about my proposition.
Love is dangerous, Bertie. It isn't worth it.
Well, it's perfectly safe with me.
Oh, it isn't you, Bertie. It's the hat.
Which hat?
The hat that just came in. Unless I'm mistaken, it belongs to my dear friend, the Princess of Wales.
In Bertie and the Crime of Passion, Robert Lang played Bertie, Jane Lapotaire, Sarah, Olivier Pierre, Jules, Geoffrey Whitehead, Gohan, Paul Jenkins, Tristan, Daniel Philpott, Jacques and Mustafa, Stephen Critchlow, the registrar, and Tessa Worsley, the landlady. The director was Matthew Walters.